Life is a series of steps. Some are easy, some are hard, but every single one matters. Right now, you're standing at the edge of something great. You might not see it yet, but it's there, waiting for you to take that first step. And yes, it might hurt to try. It might feel like the hardest thing you've ever done, but let me tell you, it's like that pain, that struggle, it's not your enemy, it's your teacher. Think about a time when you learned something new. Maybe it was riding a bike or cooking a meal or speaking in public. Remember how awkward it felt at first, how you stumbled and failed and felt like giving up? But you didn't, you kept going. And now look at you. You can do those things without even thinking about them. That's the power of moving forward, even when it hurts. You see, life doesn't hand out success to those who wait. It rewards those who act, who push through the discomfort and keep going. Every great achievement in history started with someone deciding to take that first painful step. The Wright brothers didn't give up when their first attempts at flight failed. They got back up, dusted themselves off, and tried again, and again, and again, until one day they soared. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Far from it. Forcing yourself to move forward when everything in you wants to stay put is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. But it's also one of the most rewarding. Because each time you push through that barrier of pain and doubt, you grow stronger. You become more resilient. You prove to yourself that you're capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. Think about it this way. Every time you force yourself to move forward, you're building a bridge between who you are now and who you want to be. And yes, building that bridge is hard work. It's going to take sweat and tears and maybe even a little blood. But with each plank, you lay down. With each nail, you hammer in. You're getting closer to your dreams. And here's the thing. You don't have to build the whole bridge in one day. You don't even have to see the other side. All you need to do is focus on laying down that next plank. Take that next step. Make that next phone call. Write that next page. Whatever it is that scares you, whatever it is that hurts to try, that's exactly what you need to do. Because the truth is, the pain of staying where you are is far greater than the pain of moving forward. The pain of regret, of wondering what if, of looking back on your life and seeing all the opportunities you let slip by because you were afraid to try. That's the real pain. And it's a pain that doesn't go away. It grows stronger with time, feeding on your doubts and your fears. So yes, it might hurt to try. It might feel like you're walking on broken glass. But with each step, you're getting stronger. You're proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And that, my friends, is where true confidence comes from. Not from easy wins or comfortable choices, but from pushing yourself beyond what you thought you were capable of. Now, I want you to think about something you've been putting off. Something that scares you, something that feels too big or too hard. Got it. Good. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself doing that. See yourself taking that first step. Feel the fear, the doubt, the pain. And then I want you to see yourself pushing through it. See yourself coming out on the other side stronger and more confident than ever before. That's not just a daydream. That's your future. If you choose it, if you're willing to force yourself to move forward, even when it hurts to try. You see, the biggest obstacle between you and your dreams isn't the world around you. It's not other people or circumstances or bad luck. The biggest obstacle is you. Your fears, your doubts, your excuses. If you're the biggest obstacle, you're also the solution. You have the power to choose action over inaction, to choose growth over stagnation, to choose courage over. And every time you make that choice, every time you force yourself to move forward, you're not just changing your circumstances, you're changing yourself. You're becoming the kind of person who doesn't back down from a challenge. The kind of person who sees obstacles as opportunities. The kind of person who inspires others to reach for their dreams. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what if I fail? What if I try and it doesn't work out? Well, let me tell you something. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of success. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than you can count. The difference is they didn't let those failures stop them. They used them as stepping stones, as lessons, as fuel for their journey forward. So I want you to make a promise to yourself right now. Promise that you'll fail. Promise that you'll mess up, that you'll make mistakes, that you'll fall flat on your face, but also promise that you'll get back up, that you'll learn from those failures, that you'll use them to propel yourself forward. And the only real failure is giving up. Everything else is just a lesson, a chance to grow, to learn, to become stronger. So don't be afraid of failure. Be afraid of not trying. Be afraid of staying stuck where you are, watching life pass you by because you were too scared to take a risk. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but you don't understand my situation. You don't know how hard it is for me. And you're right, I don't know your specific circumstances, but I do know no matter where you are, no matter what you're facing, you have more power than you realize. You have the power to take one small step forward and then another. And another. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. The same principle applies to any big goal or dream. You don't have to do it all at once. You just have to start. Take that first bite. Make that first move. And then keep going one small step at a time. You don't have to do it alone. In fact, you shouldn't. Reach out to others who share your goals. Find mentors who can guide you. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who will support you when things get tough, because they will get tough. That's just part of the journey. But having a support system can make all the difference. It's like having a cheering section pushing you forward when you feel like giving up. And who knows? By pushing yourself forward, you might just inspire someone else to do the same. Your courage could be the spark that ignites someone else's dreams. Now let's talk about something that often holds people back. Perfectionism. The idea that if you can't do something perfectly, you shouldn't do it at all. This kind of thinking is a trap. It's a way of protecting yourself from the pain of trying, but it's also a way of ensuring you never grow, never achieve, never become the person you're meant to be. The truth is, perfection is a myth. It's an illusion that keeps you stuck, afraid to take action because you might make a mistake. But here's the secret: mistakes are where the magic happens. Mistakes are how we learn, how we grow, how we discover new possibilities we never even imagined. So instead of aiming for perfection, aim for progress. Celebrate every small step forward, every lesson learned, every obstacle overcome. Because each of these is a victory. Each of these is moving you closer to your goals, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. Think about a garden. When you plant a seed, you don't see results right away. For a long time, it might seem like nothing is happening. But under the surface, that seed is growing, putting down roots, gathering strength. And then one day, almost like magic, a tiny sprout breaks through the soil. That's what progress often looks like in our own lives. We might not see results right away, but every effort, every attempt, every step forward is helping us grow stronger, preparing us for the moment when we'll break through our own barriers and bloom. So don't get discouraged if you don't see immediate results. Don't give up if things don't change overnight. Keep pushing forward, keep taking those steps, keep planting those seeds, because you never know which one will be the one that finally breaks through and changes everything. Now let's talk about fear for a moment. Fear is often what holds us back from moving forward. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of what others might think. But here's something to remember: fear is just a feeling. It's not a fact. It's not reality. It's just your mind trying to protect you from potential harm. And while that's useful when you're facing a physical threat, it's not so helpful when you're trying to grow and achieve your dreams. So the next time you feel fear holding you back, I want you to do something. I want you to acknowledge that fear. Thank it for trying to protect you. And then I want you to do the thing anyway. Feel the fear and do it anyway, because that's where true courage comes from. Not from the absence of fear, but from action in the face of fear. There's something else to remember. The things that scare us are often the things that help us grow the most. Think about it. When was the last time you grew from staying in your comfort zone? Growth happens when we push our boundaries, when we step into the unknown, when we force ourselves to try new things. So instead of seeing fear as a stop sign, try to see it as a signpost. A sign that you're on the right track, that you're pushing yourself, that you're about to experience something new and potentially life-changing. Embrace that fear. Use it as fuel to propel you forward. Now, let's talk about setbacks, because they will happen. No matter how hard you try, no matter how well you plan, there will be times when things don't go your way. Times when you feel like you're taking 2 steps back for every step forward. And in those moments, it can be tempting to give up, to think that maybe you're not cut out for this. But here's the truth. Setbacks are not the end of the road. They're just a bend in the road. A chance to reassess, to learn, to come back stronger. Every successful person you admire has faced setbacks. What sets them apart is how they responded to those setbacks. They didn't let them be the end of their story. They made them part of their story. A chapter of growth, of resilience, of coming back stronger than ever. So the next time you face a setback, I want you to remember this. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's an opportunity to learn, to grow, to become stronger. It's a chance to show yourself what you're really made of, to prove to yourself that you can overcome any obstacle, that you can bounce back from any setback. Something else to remember. The biggest setbacks often lead to the biggest comebacks. History is full of stories of people who use their lowest moments as fuel for their greatest achievements. So don't be afraid of setbacks. Embrace them, learn from them, use them as stepping stones to your success. Now, let's talk about the power of your thoughts, because the way you think about moving forward, about trying new things, about facing challenges, has a huge impact on your ability to actually do those things. If you constantly tell yourself that it's too hard, that you can't do it, that you're not good enough, guess what? You're going to prove yourself right. But if you shift your thinking, if you start telling yourself that you can do it, that you're strong enough, that you're capable of overcoming any obstacle, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Your thoughts create your reality. So choose thoughts that empower you, that push you forward, that remind you of your strengths and your potential. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that everything is easy. It means acknowledging the challenges while also believing in your ability to overcome them. It means focusing on solutions rather than problems. It means asking yourself, how can I? Instead of telling yourself, I can't. And here's the thing, this kind of positive thinking isn't just feel-good nonsense. It's backed by science. Studies have shown that our beliefs about our abilities have a huge impact on our actual performance. When we believe we can do something, we're more likely to put in the effort, to persist in the face of obstacles, to find creative solutions to problems. So I want you to start paying attention to your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, when you hear that inner voice telling you that you can't do it, I want you to challenge that thought. Is this really true? Or is it just fear talking? And then I want you to replace that negative thought with a positive one. Not a fake, overly optimistic thought, but a realistic, empowering one. Instead of, I can't do this, try, this is challenging, but I'm capable of figuring it out. Instead of, I'm not good enough, try, I'm learning and growing every day. Instead of, it's too hard, try, it's hard, but it's worth it. These small shifts in your thinking can make a huge difference in your ability to move forward, to try new things, to push through the pain and discomfort of growth. Because when you believe in yourself, when you believe in your ability to overcome challenges, you're much more likely to actually do it. Now let's talk about the importance of taking action. Because all the positive thinking in the world won't make a difference if you don't actually do something. Thoughts are powerful, but actions are transformative. It's not enough to believe you can do something. You have to actually do it. Action breeds confidence. The more you do, the more you'll believe you can do. It's like a positive feedback loop. Each small action you take, each step forward builds your confidence and makes the next step easier. So don't wait until you feel completely ready. Don't wait until all your doubts are gone. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Because here's a secret. That perfect moment, it doesn't exist. There will always be doubts. There will always be reasons to wait. But if you wait for everything to be perfect, you'll be waiting forever. Instead, start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. Take one small step forward and then another, because those small steps add up. They create momentum. They build habits. They change your life. Remember up. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be progress. So many people get stuck because they're trying to take giant leaps when all they need to do is take small steps. They're trying to change everything overnight when real, lasting change happens gradually, one day at a time, one action at a time. So what's one small action you can take today? What's one tiny step you can take towards your goals? It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be impressive. It just has to be something. Maybe it's making that phone call you've been putting off. Maybe it's writing the first paragraph of that book you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's going for a 10-minute walk if you're trying to get healthier. Whatever it is, do it. Today. The pain of inaction is far greater than the pain of action. The pain of regret, of wondering what if, of looking back on your life and seeing all the opportunities you let slip by because you were afraid to try, that's the real pain. And it's a pain that doesn't go away. It grows stronger with time, feeding on your doubts and your fears. So yes, it might hurt to try. It might feel uncomfortable. It might push you out of your comfort zone. But that discomfort is temporary. The growth, the achievement, the pride you'll feel in yourself for pushing through that lasts for. Every time you force yourself to move forward, every time you take action despite your fears, you're not just changing your circumstances, you're changing yourself. You're becoming stronger, more resilient, more confident. You're becoming the kind of person who doesn't back down from a challenge, the kind of person who sees obstacles as opportunities, the kind of person who inspires others to reach for their dreams. Now let's talk about persistence, because moving forward, especially when it hurts to try, isn't a one-time thing. It's not something you do once and then you're done. It's a continuous process. It's about getting up every day and choosing to push forward even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Persistence is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who don't. It's not about never falling down. It's about getting back up every time you fall. It's about continuing to move forward, even when progress seems slow, even when you can't see the results yet, even when it feels like you're pushing against an immovable wall. Because here's the thing, that wall, it's not immovable. It might be strong, it might seem impossible to break through, but with enough persistence, with enough consistent effort, you can break through any barrier. It's like water wearing away a rock. Each individual drop might not seem to make a difference, but over time, with enough persistence, even the hardest rock will give way. So don't give up if you don't see immediate results. Don't lose heart if things don't change overnight. Keep pushing, keep moving forward, keep taking those small steps, because every effort counts, every action matters. Even if you can't see the results yet, trust that you're making progress. Trust that your persistence will pay off. Persistence doesn't mean doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. That's not persistence. That's insanity. True persistence means being willing to adapt, to learn, to try new approaches when the old ones aren't. It means being committed to your goal, but flexible in your approach. If one path is blocked, find another. If one method isn't working, try something else. Be like water. Water doesn't stop when it hits an obstacle. It finds a way around or over or through. It adapts to its environment while never losing sight of its. Now let's talk about the power of your mindset, because how you think about challenges, about setbacks, about the process of moving forward can make all the difference. There are two kinds of mindsets, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset believes that our abilities are set in stone, that we're either good at something or we're not, and there's not much we can do to change that. This kind of thinking can be incredibly limiting. It can make us afraid to try new things, afraid to push ourselves, afraid to move forward when it hurts to try. But a growth mindset believes that our abilities can be developed through effort, good strategies, and input from others. It sees challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. It embraces the struggle, knowing that's where the real growth. So I want you to cultivate a growth mindset. When you face a challenge, instead of thinking, I can't do this, try thinking, I can't do this yet. That one little word, yet, opens up a world of possibilities. It acknowledges where you are now while also pointing towards where you can be in the future. And here's the beautiful thing about a growth mindset. It's not something you're born with. It's something you can develop. Every time you push yourself to try something new, every time you persist in the face of setbacks, every time you choose to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles, you're strengthening your growth mindset. Now let's talk about the importance of self-compassion, because forcing yourself to move forward, especially when it hurts to try, can be tough. And it's easy to be hard on yourself when things don't go as planned. But beating yourself up, criticizing yourself harshly, that doesn't help. In fact, it often makes things worse. Instead, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a good friend. Acknowledge that yes, this is hard. Yes, it hurts to try, and that's okay. It's part of the process. Self-compassion isn't about making excuses or letting yourself off the hook. It's about understanding that everyone struggles, everyone faces setbacks, everyone has moments of doubt and fear. It's about giving yourself permission to be human, to make mistakes, to have bad days. And here's the thing. Self-compassion actually makes you stronger. It gives you the resilience to keep going when things get tough. Because when you're not wasting energy beating yourself up, you have more energy to focus on moving forward. So the next time you're struggling, the next time it really hurts to try, take a moment, take a deep breath, and offer yourself some words of kindness and encouragement. Remind yourself that you're doing the best you can, that you're learning and growing, that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Now let's talk about the power of visualization. Because moving forward isn't just about physical action. It's also about mental preparation. And visualization can be a powerful tool in helping you push through when it hurts. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself achieving your goal. See it in vivid detail. How does it feel? What does it look like? Who's there with you? Really let yourself experience the joy, the pride, the sense of accomplishment. Now hold on to that feeling, because that feeling, that's your fuel. That's what's going to keep you going when things get tough. When you're tired, when you're discouraged, when it hurts to try, come back to this visualization. Remind yourself why you started. Remind yourself what you're working towards. And here's the amazing thing about visualization. It's not just feel-good fluff. Studies have shown that visualization can actually improve performance. When you vividly imagine yourself succeeding, you're training your brain for success. You're creating neural pathways that make it easier for you to actually achieve what you're visualizing. So make visualization a regular part of your routine. Take a few minutes each day to see yourself succeeding, to feel the emotions of achievement, to remind yourself why you're pushing forward even when it hurts. Now, let's talk about the importance of taking care of yourself. Because forcing yourself to move forward, especially when it hurts to try, can be exhausting. It can take a toll on you physically, mentally, and emotionally. And if you're not careful, you can burn out. So while it's important to push yourself to keep moving forward, it's equally important to take care of yourself along the way. Make sure you're getting enough rest. Eat well. Exercise. Take time for activities that recharge you, whether that's reading a book, spending time in nature, or hanging out with friends. Self-care isn't selfish. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. It's what gives you the energy, the resilience, the strength to keep pushing forward. Think of it like maintaining a car. If you want your car to keep running, to keep moving forward, you need to take care of it. You need to give it fuel, change the oil, rotate the tires. The same is true for you. So don't feel guilty about taking time for self-care. Don't see it as a distraction from your goals. See it as an essential part of achieving your goals. Because the better you take care of yourself, the more energy you'll have to keep moving forward, even when it hurts to try. Now let's talk about the power of gratitude. Because when you're pushing yourself, when you're forcing yourself to move forward, even when it hurts, it's easy to focus on what's hard, on what's not working, on how far you still have to go. But taking time to practice gratitude can completely shift your perspective. Every day, take a moment to acknowledge what's going well. What progress have you made, no matter how small? What obstacles have you overcome? Who has supported you along the way? What have you learned? Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to focus on the good alongside the difficult. It means recognizing that even in the struggle, there are things to be thankful for. It actually makes you stronger. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude can increase resilience, improve mood, and even boost physical health. It gives you the strength to keep moving forward even when it hurts to try. So make gratitude a daily practice. Keep a gratitude journal. Share your gratitude with others. Let it fuel your journey forward. Now let's talk about the importance of celebrating your progress. Because when you're focused on a big goal, when you're pushing yourself to keep moving forward, it's easy to overlook the small victories along the way. But those small victories, they matter. They're what keep you going. They're what build your confidence and motivation. So take time to celebrate your progress, no matter how small it might seem. Did you take that first step you've been putting off? Celebrate it. Did you push through when you wanted to give up? Celebrate it. Did you learn something new, even if it came from a mistake? Celebrate it. These celebrations don't have to be big. They don't have to involve parties or presents. They can be as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge your progress, to pat yourself on the back, to say, hey, good job, you're moving forward. Because here's the thing, this isn't just about reaching the final goal. It's about all the small victories along the way. It's about the person you become in the process of moving forward. So celebrate that person. Celebrate your growth, your resilience, your willingness to keep trying even when it hurts. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought. You are capable of so much more than you realize. You have strengths you haven't even discovered yet. You have potential that's just waiting to be unleashed. But that potential, it doesn't become reality on its own. It becomes reality when you force yourself to move forward even when it hurts to try. It becomes reality when you push through the pain, the fear, the doubt. It becomes reality when you choose growth over comfort, action over inaction, courage over... So I want you to make a commitment to yourself right now. A commitment to keep moving forward no matter what. A commitment to push through the pain, to embrace the struggle, to see challenges as opportunities for growth. Because here's the truth. The pain of staying where you are is far greater than the pain of moving forward. The pain of regret, of wondering what if, of looking back on your life and seeing all the opportunities you let slip by because you were afraid to try. That's the real pain. So choose to move forward. Choose to grow. Choose to become the person you're meant to be. It won't be easy. There will be times when it hurts to try. There will be times when you want to give up. But I promise you it will be worth it. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every obstacle overcome is strength gained. Every moment of pain pushed through is growth achieved. You have everything you need within you right now to start moving forward. You have the strength, the resilience, the courage. All you need to do is tap into it. All you need to do is choose to use it. So what are you waiting for? The time is now. The place is here. The person is you. Force yourself to move forward even when it hurts to try. Because on the other side of that pain, that struggle, that discomfort is everything you've ever dreamed of. You can do this. I believe in you. Now it's time for you to believe in yourself. It's time for you to take that first step. It's time for you to move forward. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, so take that step today. Now, force yourself to move forward. Embrace the pain of growth. Embrace the challenge of change, because that's where the magic happens. That's where you become the person you're meant to be. You are stronger than you know. You are more capable than you realize, and you are ready for this, so go out there and make it happen. Move forward, push through, succeed, because you can, because you must, because you will. The future is waiting for you. Yeah. All you have to do is move forward and claim it. So go. Now, move forward, even when it hurts to try, especially when it hurts to try, because that's where greatness is born. That's where dreams become reality. That's where you become the best version of yourself. You've got this. Now go out there and show the world what you're made of. Move forward, push through, succeed. Your future self will thank you for it. And remember, as you step forward into your future, as you push through the pain and discomfort of growth, you're not just changing your own life. You're setting an example. You're lighting the way for others who might be stuck, afraid to move, afraid to try. Your courage, your persistence, your willingness to keep going even when it hurts, it ripples out into the world. It inspires others. It shows them what's possible. So when you force yourself to move forward, when you choose growth over comfort, action over inaction, you're not just transforming your own life. You're contributing to a better world. A world where people dare to dream, dare to try, dare to become the best versions of themselves. That's the power you hold within you. That's the difference you can make. So go forth, move forward, and let your light shine. The world is waiting for you.